Well, welcome to another episode of the Midwest Breeze Bosses. I have with me today Brittnay, owner of Boss Lady Shoetique. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for welcoming me into your space.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
For the people that don't know, how did this all come to be?
Oh my goodness. So Boss Lady Shoetique, we originally started in 2019 just as an online base, just doing it for fun. I've always been interested in shoes and fashion. So I really was hustling, was out there pulling up to places with shoes in my trunk, telling people about myself. I was doing pretty good going to different vendor places, and then as of 2021, I lost my job. I took all my 401k and then I invested into my dream, and here we are here. We have Boss Lady Shoetique at Northtown Mall.
That's a couple people's story, just the idea of being a defensive entrepreneur.
Yeah.
As far as, when something isn't shaking, making it shake, and transition more so out of the corporate or 9 to 5 setting and doing your own thing. And you're doing it.
Yeah, I know. I was so nervous about it, but God has been leading me every step of the way. I'm thankful.
So take me back to when you were coming up with the name, because I'm sure this wasn't the first name you landed on. What was that whole process? Did you have help or?
It's funny because Boss Lady, growing up, my pastor, he used to call me Boss Lady all the time. And it was just as a little girl, I've just always had the hustler mentality. I would go around and I passed out flyers to the different ladies in the church, for babysitting services. I went around the block passing out flyers to babysit and walk people's dogs and do pedicures, and like this is at like 11 and 12 years old, so that's always just been in my head, like being this boss lady. And then the Shoetique portion of it, my auntie who used to run my store before she just recently passed in January.
My condolences to you.
Thank you so much. She really got me into shoes. I used to go to her house on the weekends, playing her shoes, and just have a good time because I was the only girl out of all the boys and stuff, and she'll lock me in the room to stay out their way and stuff. And so I just fell in love with shoes, and so I just kind of combined them both together. Boss Lady, instead of saying boutique, I did Shoetique.
I see that. It's a nice play on words, by the way.
Yes.
It definitely is.
Yes.
It definitely makes you stand out. There's a ton of different boutiques out there. So when I saw Shoetique, I was like, yeah, this is different.
Yes.
From the very moment I walked in, the way that you greeted me, everything, is that kind of stemmed back to your early childhood? It sounds like you had a good dynamic that you grew up in. Could you kind of touch on that really briefly?
Yeah, I've been blessed. I grew up in a very good household, very spiritual household. My mother, my father's in my life. I have a great stepdad who's been there for me since I was a little girl. God has been the center of my life for everything that I've done, so I think that all comes back from my childhood for sure. Seeing my mother as a hard worker, my dad, my stepfather as a hard worker, business owner, college graduates, and all that stuff. So it was just, I just took after that. It was something definitely to look up to, and to make sure I apply that as an adult with my everyday life. So.
Oh, absolutely. Those that we're closest to, they definitely do have an influence on us, and necessarily there are areas influence as far as what path we may go down, what industry we may go into. So you mentioned that you had a stepfather there, you had your mom, and you had some other individuals in your life at that time.
Yeah.
Which one of those was your earliest influence as far as entrepreneurship is concerned?
Oh, that's really hard. But you know what? I can be honest and tell you that I was the first entrepreneur in my family, actually.
Okay.
My parents and everyone, they all come from like corporate backgrounds, 9 to 5s, 401ks, they're big on that. But I'm the first one who took the step, a leap of faith, and opened my own business and different things like that. So, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be the one to use a different dynamic as far as, college is great and all that stuff, but you can do more, than just go to college. You don't have to build someone else's dream. I can build my own dream.
Oh, absolutely. I came across a quote, and I might not say it word for word, so forgive me, but it was like, you either chase your dreams or you work to build someone else's.
Exactly.
I don't think that was word for word,
but it was close. It was close.
Enough.
And that is true. You could go ahead and put all that time and stress into somebody else's dream and let them be chilling on the beach relaxing, or you can put all that time and stress into your stuff and you finally be the one that's able to chill and relax on that beach.
Just a couple moments ago, you spoke on vendors, so it kind of transitions into the question I want to ask you. How did that process work for you, procuring your first vendor? What was that whole trial and error process like? Because starting out in business, a lot of people, they falter when it comes to that area.
It was hard. Those times is where I almost wanted to give up, because it'll be times where I would go to different events as a vendor and you pay to be here, and then you don't make any money, or you don't make that much money. So then you start to question yourself. You start to question what you're doing. Is this what I should be doing? Should I go back and work for Blow Joe or whatever, and so it takes a lot to kind of keep that strong mentality just to keep going, to not give up, and your time is going to come.
Absolutely, time is most certainly valuable.
Yes, it is. And so that's why I believe in now is opening up my space to other local vendors and different designers and models and stuff like that, just so we can share this platform together. Like I know that's the reason why God blessed me with Boss Lady Shoetique, is to meet other women, other men, and then being an inspiration to them, to let them to know where I came from, and to keep holding on, and you can be here or even better.
There's a common stigma in the world of business. It's gotten better over the years, over the decades, but business used to be associated just to men, and now women like yourself have been able to do great things and step into this space. What do you have to add to that thought as far as just the stigma when it comes to business and being a woman in business like yourself?
We're taking over. We are absolutely taking over, and it's a blessing. It's 2023. So a lot of us women, we're not hiding behind any man, or waiting for them to hold our hands like back in the day to provide for us. We're going out there and we're providing for our families ourselves. So that is an example that I know for sure that I'm setting. Being a single mom, was a teenage mom, all these different things, and I didn't have that male figure, that significant other, to help me to get to the next level. So I'm proud of myself that I was able to do that, by myself, with my family support, and without having that. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah. You briefly mentioned that you started, well, I'm assuming you opened the doors to your space here in 2019, just around when COVID was going on. So could you kind of just reflect on what that experience was for, and how it prepared you to operate now, kind of the lessons you took away from that?
During COVID, actually, I was just online based, and I'm thankful for that though, because unfortunately a lot of people lost their businesses during COVID because we weren't able to operate, every day. The malls weren't really open, stores were closed. So I just was able to function online and doing the pull-up thing. You call, you put in an order, you call or whatever. So I'm dropping it off at your house and different things like that. So that hustle is what led to opening up at Northtown Mall in 2022. So all of that played a part. I think people seeing my face more, me getting more, being able to be more personal with them as I'm dropping off their products and different things like that. That helped. So when I opened my store in the mall, they already kind of knew who I was, and they were able to come out and physically support me.
Is the website still up and running to this day?
It is still up and running. I couldn't let that go.
And what is that website URL for the people that are going to be listening?
Our website is www.bossladyshoetique.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make sure you go ahead and check that out.
Please
There's
do.
be some
Please
lovely
do.
pieces on there.
Yes.
And as far as your inventory, how often do you bring in new inventory?
Like at least every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. Boss Lady Shoetique is primarily a shoe store, accessories, handbags, purses, sunglasses. Being here at the mall, making sure that we stay afloat of what our customers' needs are. If they did speak up and say, hey, we love your style, we would like to see some clothing in your store. So that has been the pieces that we're starting to add to the store. It's just add different clothing and stuff. And what makes us stick out from other boutiques is that myself, I actually travel to meet with my different vendors all over. So I go to Cali, I go to New York, I go to Atlanta, even St. Louis, and I meet with different vendors and I grab different pieces. I never buy a lot of bulk. I buy just a few stuff so then everyone can stand out and be different and not have to all be looking the same.
Yeah, you mentioned quite a few different places. I know those were hubs for networking, so
Yes.
it's good to hear, branching out, creating those lifelong partnerships that can stem into new business.
Yes, I love it. My top places to go for sure is Atlanta in California. I absolutely love Atlanta, seeing so many other black successful business owners doing their thing out there and very welcoming, willing to help, and very nice. I just love it there.
Oftentimes it's often said that business is only as good as the people that you have on board. So when it comes to your employee selection process, how does that work?
We are, right now currently a small family-based business. So as I stated, my aunt, Wanda Perry, rest in peace to her, she helped build my company up until she couldn't work anymore. As far as she worked a lot. I have an older daughter. She's 22. She'll work at the store. We know when she can. My cousin, he works there as well as one of our customers who used to come in here all the time. Very sweet. We ended up developing some type of relationship and bond, and now she works at the store, and
Okay.
she does a really great job.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
people are just coming into the fold organically, naturally.
Organically, it's really dope, to where I don't really even have to put a sign out as often. People will come in because they just like the energy, they like the vibe, they just like my personality, energy, and vibe, and they're like, "Are you hiring?" Because I would work here and different things like that. So that's been definitely a blessing.
Oh, absolutely. It's always a help.
Yeah.
When it comes to people modeling your clothes, is that the same process you use primarily to people that are within the family of Boss Lady Shoetique?
Not really. When it comes to modeling the clothes and being ambassadors, I like to reach for those people that are making a statement. You know what I'm saying? Whose name is already kind of ringing bells for the most part. So I have a really solid group of girls that I've been working with since I've opened, all different shapes and sizes and ethnicity. Most of them have a really strong, following base in Minnesota. Great personality. They carry themselves with class, integrity, and dignity. So they definitely, was able to fit the brand. And so that's how, we just started rocking with each other. And they've been sticking with me ever since.
And the brand is definitely important.
Yes.
You always hear you got to protect the brand.
You gotta protect the brand. Yes.
So what's next for Boss Lady Shoetique? What do people expect within the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years?
What we have coming on this weekend, actually, May 20th, Northtown Mall from 4 to 8. We have our 1-year anniversary celebration of being at the mall here at Northtown. We're doing a fashion show. So I'm really excited about that. They're like 6 local designers, over 20 local models. We have some performances, like over 20 vendor tables, like all this stuff like that. So that will be this Saturday. I'm so super excited about that. And the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're hitting some different states. We're going to Atlanta, where I was telling you about.
Shout out to Atlanta.
Yes, shout out to Atlanta. So we got some networking events lined up for that. We have some modeling shows lined up coming up in June, 2 shows out in Atlanta. And then I'm also branching off and doing my personal styling services. So I've been styling people, but now I'm actually going to be advertising, so
Okay.
people are doing videos, if they're doing business photo shoots, just want a new wardrobe or a new look.
I may know a couple people.
Send them my way. That's what we'll be doing. So I'm super excited about that. I'm really excited about that.
Before I transition into my next couple of questions, I just want to highlight that you recently received an accolade, a recognition for being the first Black-owned Shoetique at Northtown Mall. How did that make you feel, and how soon did you know before you were going to be receiving that recognition?
I mean, a lot of people just tell me I'm super duper humble because I don't know. It's just like, it's not. It feels good, but it didn't mean like that. Where a lot of people's like, "Oh my God, you're the first Black woman." So I made history. I never even realized that. I never looked at it like that. I just was going after my dream, and to be acknowledged, like, you made history. You're the first Black woman to come into this predominantly white neighborhood and city and set up shop. And it's been successful. Like, I'm honored and I'm thankful to be recognized for that.
Oh, I can definitely see it's radiating off of you. You have a very nice, calming aura.
Thank you.
So like you said, I'll take it out of your words. You're very faith-based.
Yes. I love the Lord.
Well, one time for you for that.
Oh,
that
thank
recognition
you. I
once
appreciate
more.
that. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Well, this show is called the Midwest Breeze Bosses primarily because it's meant to elevate and put a light on Midwest entrepreneurship and success stories. And you just shared a success story. You know,
Thank
your
you.
story is still being written as we speak, but. I brought that up for you mentioned quite a few different towns. You haven't mentioned Detroit. I wonder
No, I gotta go check out
branching
Detroit though. I know they got the heat out there for sure, but I definitely need to go out to Detroit, you know, and see what they got going. But I also want to give a shout out to you. You know, like having these platforms for small growing businesses, black businesses, businesses in the Midwest. Like we couldn't continue to be successful or even reach, you know, all these different people if it wasn't for networks such as yourself. So thank you.
I certainly appreciate it, and I appreciate your time as well. So some bonus questions for you. What is your favorite place to eat here in the Midwest? You can't mention anywhere in Minnesota.
Oh no, that's a hard one. You know, I have so many different food places because I'm a foodie, but Papa Do's is my favorite. Like it's the bomb because it's mixed with some soul food with a little high class with it. So you guys gotta check out Papa Do's for sure.
I'm gonna put you on a place. I don't know if you're into pizza, but so when I recently interviewed their father owned a small pizza shop over in St. Paul, Tommy's Pizza.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. Is that a black owned?
Yeah, it's black owned.
Oh, definitely gotta check that out.
Yeah, you
we
should.
all love pizza.
Absolutely. Next question would be, what is your daily routine? What does it consist of? From the moment you wake up to the moment you get to your space here.
Normally I get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I begin to check my emails. I wake my children up for school. On a good day, I'll make it to the gym. I'll drop my kids off to school, go home. I like to listen to like TD Jakes in the morning or Juanita Bynum, something real inspirational, just to, you know, to have that good energy and positive mindset. And then I head to work. I get to work, I get to dusting, I turn the music on, I sage a little bit, you know, say my affirmations, and just get ready to conquer the day. So that's how it is. I'm at work all day to about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Go home, and here we go. Now I'm attending to my family business.
Absolutely, as you should.
Yes.
As you should. The business doesn't work without you.
No. So
when it comes to books, do you have a book reading regimen or routine?
as far as reading,
Yeah.
Some really good friends of mine. We started our own little book club because we're really
Okay.
into like manifesting and speaking things into existence, you know, that we want. And right now we're reading The Paradigm. That book is really good. It's changing your mind frame. Like there's so many different things that you pick up on as from growing up, watching your parents, watching your siblings and different things, or even TV. And you program them in your mind, and that I always be the correct way to do it. So it's changing your paradigm. How can I reprogram my mind to not think in such sometimes negative ways? How can I reprogram my mind so no matter if the situation is hard or I'm struggling or I don't feel like it today, that I still keep that positive mindset and speak life into whatever it is that I'm trying to do.
Absolutely, amen to that, sister.
Yeah.
Just last night, it's funny you mentioned reprogramming. I just fell asleep to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Love it.
Just trying to,
Yeah.
again, program, set myself up for the win,
Mhm.
wake up, say my affirmations, things
Yeah.
of that nature, and claim it as we want it to be, not
And
how it is. You know?
Yep, and claim it. And then you gotta be patient. That's important. It's hard, I know that, but that is the number one key. When you're doing all these affirmations and all of these manifestations, don't expect for it to turn over in just one day, because then you're gonna disappoint yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or even 1 month, sometimes not even 1 year. So just have patience and have that belief that if I continue to be positive, I can continue to press forward, then all these things are gonna fall in place when the time is right.
That's so true. That's so true. Very true.
Yes.
When it comes to mentorship, do you have any mentorship in your life?
I do. I strongly believe in mentorship. If you need a mentor, get a mentor. You know, I have some mentees that, you know, I deal with. Nadine, she was one of my mentees. We're opening her boutique. She's successful. She's opened up her own boutique now. Mine, I look up to Tiffany Delaney. She's one of a really good close friend of mine. And she's been a mentor, somebody that I could look up to, you know, someone who's been through different things that I've been through and can still peep forward and can still have that positive mindset and can pray with me. We can pray for each other. We uplift each other and different things like that. So get you a mentor. Like, not having that solid person in your life, because I don't care how strong you want to be or all these courageous things, you get weak, you get tired, you know, you get burnt out. And if you don't have that mentor or that backbone that's gonna push you, girl, get your butt up, girl, you can do this, don't you give up, you know what I'm saying? That support system, you need that. Everybody needs that. The richest people in the world, billionaires, you hear them talk about how they have mentors.
Very true.
They have.
I'm thankful for the mentors I've had in my life.
Yes.
Actually, it's interesting. I just met someone last night. I had a chance encounter, and we were sitting across from one another, and then the brother started telling me. I started telling him about what I had going on.
Mm-hmm.
Then he started opening up and telling me what he going on. Come to find out, he has an invention that I believe is patent. He has like 4 or 5 different businesses he has, and I think God placed him in my path to possibly be my mentor. So,
period. Yeah. You know, that's what you need, because we need those people to also show us how to get those multiple streams of income.
Absolutely.
That is important. One little business venture, one thing, unfortunately, ain't gonna take it. You know, all the rich folks have said, and the Go Rich, the Get Rich. If you read the book, that's something they'll talk about as well. You need multiple streams of income. So hopefully that'll be something that he can show you.
My college professor back at Tennessee State University, Chantel Telfer, she told us that we need 7.
At least 7. At least 7. And that's hard. My thing is, you start that one, you get that solid, you get it flowing good to where you don't have to be there and it's running. Now you go to the next one.
True.
You know, don't try to do them all at one time, because then you might get, you know, it's discouraged and back away from it. So conquer one, get that solid. Now move on to the next one and do the same thing 7 more times.
What is one of the greatest pieces of advice you received, and who did it come from thus far in life?
Oh, that is a hard one. I don't know. I would definitely give a shout out to my mother, because not all just like with business stuff, you know, she's always just told me how I could do and be anything that I wanted to do. But she's always encouraged me to keep God #1 in my life. So that was the best advice I've ever gotten, was from my mom, making sure that I put him in the forefront of everything. And so having him in the forefront of everything has kept me grounded, and has kept me to be able to move this way and that way and to keep pushing forward. And I think if I didn't have that little encouragement that was put into me as a young girl to know who to turn to when I'm sad or I can't reach my mentor, that's my #1 mentor right there. Is him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So shout out to my mother, Michelle.
As far as your space and different payment methods you accept at this moment, do you ever foresee yourself accepting cryptocurrency? Any form, Bitcoin,
oh, you know,
Dogecoin?
I better, because that's about to be the new wave. They're taking away cash. You know, I know a little bit about that stuff. I know it was doing good, and then it hit, boom. I had invested in the Dogecoin or whatever when it first happened. What? It was up, you know, and I pulled a couple dollars from there, and I'm glad I did what I did, because then it
tanked.
Yes. So I don't know. That's scary, because it's so up and down. But whatever the way the economy is moving, is the way Boss Lady Shoetique is gonna be moving.
Absolutely, you gotta position yourself.
You gotta position yourself.
Yeah, there's a book I want to recommend. It's a book I have. It's called Bitcoin in Black America.
Okay. And what is that a little bit about?
Well, it kind of just touches on how our community can benefit by getting in front of the puck, as far as before Bitcoin becomes something that is government controlled, to where it can benefit our community, to where we can bridge the wealth gap.
Okay. And I think that's important. Bitcoin, and also looking into stocks. Like, these are things that as Black people we never knew about. We never knew that we can have these same things. You know, we never knew that we don't have to have thousands of dollars to do these investments. you know. And so having the different platforms and these different people, you know, creating these books and all this different stuff to tell us, we've been taken off.
I can definitely foresee you when it's all said and done writing your memoir. I can
Oh
definitely
yeah,
see it.
thank you. You know, it'll be a long and a deep story, but I know you'll like it. I know you'll like it. So yes.
For the young ladies that are going to be listening here that might want to start a business, might have a lot of obstacles, or might not have a support system there in their life that they need to have, what's a piece of advice or any closing remarks that you would be saying to them that are going to be listening?
For the young girls who's looking to start a business or need encouragement, number one, you can always contact me, you know, for my mentorship program, either via Facebook, Boss Lady Shoetique, or on my website. We do have a contact form for that. But if it isn't just me, number one, get in tune with, I'm sorry to say, but get in tune with God. Get in tune with God, number one. Get you a mentor. Start writing it down, what it is that you want to do. Read your books, do your research, and go for it. That's all I would say. Go for it. Don't be afraid to do it. If you fall, get back up and just keep going. That is my advice for these young girls, because this world that we live in is so hard. It can eat you up, but you stand strong, you keep your head up high, and you just keep going.
I can't agree more.
Yes.
Well, it has been a pleasure having you on the show here. One final question. When you think of the show's name, The Midwest Breeze Bosses, what is your definition for a boss? Because everyone has their own definition.
Oh my gosh, definitely is a boss. Somebody that can walk the walk and talk the talk, and then can help others on their way to the top. It's all about it. It's not fun being a boss by yourself. It's fun when you're the boss and you got you a team, not a team of bosses as well. So that's what I would say. Don't think you're going to go to the top by yourself. It's lonely up there. So make sure that you bring some real bosses and loyal and integrity ones with you.
I couldn't have said it better.
Because you need a team, I'll tell you that.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, teamwork makes the dream work. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
And thank you.
Yes. That was good.
You gotta get our picture, guys.
Okay.
Yes.